Whoa, coffee cup thing. Wow, that probably made all of you nauseous. That was basically the intention. I wanted you to see the ceiling of the hotel lobby. Anyway, how to have a great date. We're going to make this really, really simple. There's a phrase that you use on how to have a great date, because to me, having a great date does not mean sitting there and exchanging resumes. All right, Camille, in 2002, I see you weren't dating anybody. 02, 03, 04, 05. Oh my God, were those the angry years? Because all of a sudden I see 06, a lot of 2-week relationships. You slut you.
They were the ugly years,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's like you slut you. You had those 2-week relationships. 08 to 09, you were with this guy, but under the benefits of the job, you wrote frustration under there. So the fact is, most people go on a date and they sit and watch each other chew, and which is so boring.
I
right?
love that so much.
And they exchange resumes. They literally cap every story. Cue the story about childhood. Whoosh. Cue the story about my ex-husband. Cue the story about my kids. Cue the story about my best friend Mary. And it's so boring. So how do we get people out of like the exchanging the story dates and get more into exchanging moments? Because that's all we're trying to create is a moment together. Give them some tips, okay?
So I like to say be naturally curious. You're sitting across the table from someone who's a human being who's had years of experiences and emotions and life and travel and God knows what else. You know nothing about them. There's 1,000,001 questions to ask. And yeah, it's probably going to start off like a little surface level. That's fine. I mean,
okay.
it does.
What kind of toilet paper do you use, and why do you post it on Facebook?
No. But from there, you can go a little deeper and say, what made you think of toilet paper? Or something like that. So I like to find like a little nugget in something that they said. So maybe you are talking about jobs or something, which is kind of a crutch topic and very boring and not sexy. But they say, you can ask like, what's your favorite part about your job? And first of all, no one has ever asked them that question, so it's fascinating.
I like
They're
that.
actually going to like reflect on, what is my favorite part of my job? And it puts them in a positive mood. And then on top of it, they can describe their favorite part, and then you can dig deeper. So maybe they say, honestly, I'm not a fan of the day-to-day, but I love the people, and especially my group. Like, we're just really tight. They've got each other's backs, and now that I'm saying it, it's really important to me for someone to have my back. And then now you've got a conversation going. You started with work. Now you're talking about, revealing a value that's important to you, which is being supported.
It's how to be a great date. How to be a great date is to not think about what to say. It's about just saying. It's about opening up yourself to another person. It's about communicating who you are. It's not being afraid of your stories, okay? It's not being afraid of what you are. It's allowing the date to continue. If the date started, for instance, and you had a snack at an organic grocery store, and then all of a sudden you went to go float in a tank, and then all of a sudden you went out to dinner, and then all of a sudden you were about to drive back to Los Angeles and decided not to, and then you stayed in a hotel, and then you laid in a bed and you tried to cuddle, but you couldn't really cuddle because the people next door were having domestic violence issues. And you just kind of roll with the date. And then the next morning you go and you miss breakfast because you went to bed at 4:30 in the morning. And you wake up at 11 and you just kind of roll with it. And you wear the same underwear 2 days in a row and the same shirt 2 days in a row.
But you turned it inside out. So.
Right, turned it inside out. So a great date means just going with a conversation and going with a flow. That's what a great date is all about.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no pre-approved things to say or not to say. And that's the problem, I think, with a lot of women is they use the search engine neurotic.com. That's Google's cousin, okay? Google.com is for things like ESPN and other things. Neurotic.com is you have a common cold, and of course you end up having cancer, okay? Because every time you Google anything, there's always like, you may have cancer, right? You know that, like any health issues. It's so unbelievable.
Don't do that. Just see a
so
doctor.
people stop Googling 3 tips on how to have a great date, the things not to talk about on a date, and just listen to Camille and I. And we'll send you down a really good path. Trust me, we've met a lot of the other dating experts. They're like Wizard of Oz people, okay? They don't exist, half of them. And that's another thing, too. If you find somebody's advice good, find a picture of them on the internet, because they may actually not be a person. They may actually be a made-up name, and they may be a paid writer writing this advice for search engine terms, so then they can get you to buy a program based on a creation that an actor basically did the voiceover with. So you got to be really careful with who you're listening to. And that's just a warning. So anyway, how to be a great date is to be in the moment, be curious, be into that person, enjoy the moment, have no stories at all about what you need it to be. And anything else?
No, I think that's a good one.
All right. This moment has been brought to you by the Palm Springs and Desert Palms Chamber of Commerce. Come and visit the desert and subscribe down below. Camille, where can they meet you and find you?
You can find me at masterofflinedating.com.
And you can find me and subscribe down below. See you. It's Ken and Wendy. Bye.